All right, no week off for the UFC following UFC 318. They head to Abu Dhabi for a big one this Saturday on ABC, UFC Abu Dhabi. And in a very interesting matchup, my guest at this time takes on Marcus McGhee, the former UFC Bantamweight champion, Petr Yan. Petr, how are you?
Hello, brother. I am fine. I'm good.
It's great to see you. Before we get into your fight, we just saw UFC 318, the final fight of Dustin Poirier's career in a losing effort against Max Holloway. I wanted to get your reaction to Dustin Poirier calling it a career in the sport, losing such an integral piece.
Что хотелось бы сказать по поединку? Отличный бой. Что сказать по Дастину Порье? Я считаю, что у него была потрясающая карьера. Он много
I think it was a
провел
great and exciting fight.
громких,
And
интересных,
speaking about
зрелищных
Dustin,
поединков.
I think he
Я
had a
уверен, что он
great,
сам
amazing career.
более
You know,
своей
he had a lot
карьере.
of big
Конечно же, хотелось ему
fights, a lot of
победить
exciting
все,
fights. He's been in a lot of
но
wars,
в
and
таком
of
спорте
course,
бывает всякое.
he
Вот
wanted probably to go out on a win,
тоже
but
отличный
this is sport.
спортсмен,
You know, his
отборочный
opponent
боец,
Max Follow is also an
который,
amazing
конечно,
athlete, who
заслуживает
also deserves
победы.
to win.
You've obviously been a fighter like Dustin that fans have enjoyed watching, and you're back on track, Petr. Back-to-back wins over Song Yadong and Davis and Figueiredo. What has been the biggest difference for you over these past two fights compared to where you were at a couple of years back?
Я не знаю, в чем мое отличие.
You know, I don't know what's different in the mindset. You know, I'm still hungry. I still want to win. And becoming the next title challengers, that's what motivates me right now, you know, to get this win and to challenge for the belt again.
After the win over Figueiredo, Merab Dvalishvili, the current champion, was saying, hey, Petr Yan deserves a title shot. He deserves this rematch against me. And since then, Merab has fought twice. He fought Umar Nurmagomedov and won, and then beat Sean O'Malley a second time. And then you get Marcus McGhee. And to me, this one came out of nowhere. Were you surprised that Marcus was the opponent?
You know, I just want to stay active, and I just want to prove with my actions that I deserve to be the title challenger. Even if like Corey Sandhagen is next to fight Merab, for example, maybe I'm not going to be the Merab's next fight. But my next fight after a win against Marcus McGhee should be for the belt.
Petr, following Merab's win over Sean O'Malley last month, you sent out a tweet and it said, let me pull it up real quick. This is what happens when you're handed things you didn't earn. Back in line, buddy. What did you think of the fight and why did you tweet that?
If you remember my fight with Sean, you know, I believe I won that fight. I was robbed in that fight. It was a gift for Sean. It was a first title shot gift. And then after he lost to Merab, he shouldn't be fighting for the title again. But then it was a second gift for him. So UFC tried to push him very hard, tried to squeeze as much as they can from him. But there's a result, as you all know, what happened.
Since then, there's been this great debate, Petr, and you fought so many great bantamweights, including Merab, and you fought Aljamain Sterling, who's also in the conversation. Is Merab the greatest bantamweight of all time, in your opinion?
Я думаю, почему нет?
Yeah, why not? You know, he beat almost everyone at the top and beat deservingly. So you can really consider that he's right now one of the greatest in our division.
Right now, Merab does not have an announced opponent. You said even if Corey Sandhagen gets the fight next, I'm fighting for the belt with the win on Saturday. My next fight will be for the championship. But since it hasn't been announced, do you feel like if you go out there on Saturday and you hand Marcus McGhee his first UFC loss and you do so impressively, do you think there's a chance you could leapfrog Corey Sandhagen? You could skip the line and get the title shot? Or do you feel like Sandhagen's going to get it?
Ну, я не считаю, что я должен или могу обойти Сандхегена. Я думаю, что у UFC уже есть планы.
Yeah. I don't think I should leapfrog anyone. UFC have its own plans. I already beat Corey Sandhagen. And if UFC gonna make Merab Corey next, then I believe I should fight the winner.
И если надо...
And if they need someone to back up this fight, you know, I will accept that offer too.
Oh, great. And speaking of Marcus McGhee, 4-0 in the UFC. He's now a ranked fighter in your division. Have you been impressed with what he's been able to do so far? I think he's caught a lot of people off guard. He's been pretty impressive.
Но я не был впечатлен. Много бойцов, которые идут на победной серии. Там. Я в свое время тоже шел.
I cannot say I was impressed too much with him. A lot of fighters are on a winning streaks like him in the division. And what I can say, he's a good fighter. We can say he's an unorthodox fighter who's chasing his goal, chasing his dream. But this weekend, I'm going to be the one who's going to stop him.
A lot of people thought maybe you'd fight Umar next after the fight with Merab, but like you said, you wanted to stay active. Was it just like a scheduling thing? Was that fight ever discussed, or was Marcus the only name that was kind of thrown in your direction?
Нет, почему? Мне предложили...
No, I was offered the fight against Umar to headline UFC Baku card for 5 rounds fight. But Umar, for his own personal reason, couldn't accept it. That's why my opponent is Marcus McGhee.
I know you feel like if you win on Saturday, your next fight is for the belt. If for some reason we don't get Merab versus Corey Sandhagen until like the end of the year, and I know you want to stay active, if the UFC offered you that fight with Umar towards the end of the year, would you take it, or are you just going to sit back and wait for the title shot? What are we thinking right now?
I think, after my win, I think I've done more than enough to earn the title shot, and it makes sense just to wait for the title shot. So 3-fight winning streak, former champion. I believe I deserve to fight for the belt.
Fair enough. Last question. Big one this Saturday against Marcus McGhee. First things first, we got to get through that in Abu Dhabi. How does this go down? What are the headlines going to read on Saturday after this fight with Marcus McGhee?
Какой прогноз? Прогноз, что Петр все еще здесь, и он заслуживает.
The prediction and headlines will be that Petr is still here. He's still on top. He deserves to fight for the belt. And I will show Marcus McGhee that skill-wise, I'm on a different level.
Well, I'm looking forward to this fight, looking forward to this card, looking forward to seeing the return of Petr No Mercy Yan. Big fight against Marcus McGhee. Thank you, Petr, for your time. Enjoy Abu Dhabi. All the best inside that octagon on Saturday. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you.